In the dimly lit tavern of early 19th-century London, whispers of adventure and fortune circulated among the patrons. Among these whispers, one name stood out: Gregor MacGregor. His tales of Poyais, a hidden paradise in the New World, captured the imagination of everyone who heard them. MacGregor, a tall, charismatic Scottish soldier with a piercing gaze, described Poyais as a land where the rivers sparkled with gold, the soil was fertile enough to grow anything, and the climate was perpetually pleasant. "Imagine, gentlemen," MacGregor would say, his voice carrying the fervor of a prophet, "a place where you can start anew, where the opportunities are boundless, and the wealth is beyond measure. Poyais is that place, and I am its cazique, its leader and protector." The crowd hung on his every word, envisioning a life free from the squalor and struggle of London. MacGregor's detailed maps, his stories of grand cities and thriving communities, and his promises of land grants and titles were enough to convince even the most skeptical. By 1822, MacGregor had persuaded hundreds of families to sell their possessions and invest in the dream of Poyais. 2 ships, the Honduras Packet and the Kennersley Castle, were chartered to transport the first wave of settlers. The docks were a frenzy of activity as families boarded, their hearts filled with hope and excitement. Among them was the Martin family: John, a former soldier, his wife, Emily, and their 2 young children, Thomas and Clara. "Emily, think of the life we can build for our children," John said, his voice trembling with anticipation as he held her hand. "Poyais will be our chance to give them everything we've ever dreamed of." The voyage was long and arduous, but the settlers kept their spirits high, sustained by the visions of paradise that awaited them. Every night, they gathered on the deck, sharing stories of the future they imagined, their dreams interwoven with the promise of Poyais. As the ships approached the supposed location of Poyais, the passengers were eager, straining to catch a glimpse of their new homeland. But as they neared the shore, confusion set in. There were no bustling ports, no welcoming settlements, only dense, uncharted jungle stretching as far as the eye could see. John Martin was among the first to step ashore, his heart sinking as he realized the truth. "This can't be right," he muttered, his voice tinged with desperation. "Where are the cities, the farms?" The settlers soon discovered that there were no grand cities, no fertile lands, nothing but wilderness. Panic and disbelief spread like wildfire. The promised land was a mere figment of MacGregor's imagination, a cruel illusion that had lured them into a trap. Days turned into weeks as the settlers struggled to survive in the harsh environment. The food supplies dwindled rapidly, and the jungle, with its relentless heat and swarming insects, became their enemy. Disease and despair took hold, and many fell ill. John and Emily fought to keep their family alive, rationing their meager supplies and caring for the sick. Thomas and Clara, once filled with excitement, now looked at their parents with haunted eyes, their innocence shattered by the harsh reality. "We have to find a way back," Emily said one night, her voice barely above a whisper as she cradled a feverish Clara. "We can't stay here. We can't die here." A small group of survivors, including the Martins, decided to risk the treacherous journey back to the coast, hoping to find a passing ship to rescue them. The trek was perilous, filled with dangers from the wild terrain and their own weakening bodies. Each step was a testament to their resilience and determination to survive. After weeks of hardship, they reached the coast and managed to signal a passing ship. The sight of the vessel brought tears of relief and joy. They were going home, though their dreams lay shattered in the jungle of Poyais. Back in Britain, the survivors' harrowing tales exposed MacGregor's grand deception. Newspapers were filled with stories of the Poyais hoax, and MacGregor, once revered, became a symbol of infamy. Despite the exposure, MacGregor's audacity knew no bounds. He continued to defend his claims, insisting that Poyais was real and that the settlers had merely arrived in the wrong place. John Martin, now a shadow of his former self, stood before a crowded courtroom, recounting the nightmare they had endured. "We believed in a dream," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "But that dream was built on lies. MacGregor must be held accountable for the lives he destroyed." Gregor MacGregor's audacious scam left a mark on history, a cautionary tale of how easily people can be deceived by promises of paradise. The story of Poyais, once a beacon of hope, became a legend of fraud and betrayal. John and Emily Martin, though scarred by their ordeal, found solace in the strength they discovered within themselves. They rebuilt their lives, cherishing the simple moments and the resilience that had carried them through the darkest of times. And so, the tale of the phantom kingdom of Poyais serves as a reminder of the power of human hope and the dangers of unchecked ambition. It is a story of dreams and deception, of courage and survival, a story that will forever be etched in the annals of history. Like, subscribe and share for more interesting stories.